love playing with KP. I'm like, the way she works, but the way you talk, like, I don't crash out anymore, Candace. And that's because of Candace. Why did you make that face? No, KP, tell her.
Okay, so Candace, just like for a reference, first day in PD, Aliyah, first miss is like, wow, what's wrong with me? And at first I'm kind of like, wait, what? Like I'm trying to figure out who she's talking to. And then as it's going on, like she'll miss it, she'll be like, clanked. God, can you miss any more? Like she's like talking to herself, and I'm like, Aliyah, like easy.
That's and I want you to know she's saying it just like that too. And
I'm like, okay, like this is good. This is good for me to know that this is like you're crashing out during PD. This is good to know. So then we started to do like self-talk, like, and then she mocks me now. So she's like, great job. Oh, honey, you're doing so good. And I'm like, hey, whatever works. But guess what? She's been on fire in the game, so that is not a coincidence, is
I'm
it?
doing so much better. I'm
He's
doing
doing better.
so much better. So I don't crash out anymore. Candace, write that down.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Post Moves. I'm Candace Parker here with my co-host, Aliyah Boston.
That's me. Hey.
I love your ad-libs. Follow us at Post Moves Show on all socials, and don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Also, we told y'all last week, but in case you forgot, we're officially partnering with Just Women Sports. Every Friday, head over to Just Women Sports Instagram account and drop your questions for us. We'll still be answering your questions on the show, but these ones will be exclusive to the JWS social channels. We got a ton of great questions last week, so make sure to keep checking their page to see if yours was picked.
All right. We have a very special guest joining us on today's episode.
Hey, my girl, KP.
Call her KP. Some call her 3-point expert. Some call her the blur. Nobody calls her the blur. But I just made that up.
Be my first one, but I was like, okay.
Kelsey Plum. Actually, some call her Plum Dawg. I guess that would have been a great direction to go. Yeah, Plum Dawg. But before we get to that, how was your weekend?
Weekend was great. We won on Sunday, so that was pretty great.
I saw you on the headset.
I know. That was, let me tell you, I was a little nervous. I was like, this is my first time. I was a little nervous, shaking in my boots, but it was really fun though. A great weekend. How was yours?
You did a great job.
How was your trip?
By the way,
Thank you.
Did a great job on the headset. I enjoyed your analysis at Unrivaled. Aliyah hopped on the triple booth in Miami, and I was in studio, so it was cool to like listen to you all. It was a fun crew. But yeah, Unrivaled second week. What are we feeling? Feeling good?
Feeling great. I mean, 3-2, we dropped one against the Laces that we could have had. So definitely want that one back. But I think we're in a good spot. We're in a pretty good spot, yeah.
For sure.
How was your trip?
Long, but it was amazing. I love traveling. I was in Berlin and London for the NBA games. I called the games for Amazon. So it was Orlando versus Memphis. Exciting. Ja Morant's back. So he played in London, didn't play in Berlin. It was really cool to see the crowd. It was the first regular season game ever in Germany for the NBA. And just to see the electricity of the crowd. The Wagner brothers are from there. Franz and Mo got a lot of love. I didn't realize how much of a diverse menu there was in Berlin. Like, there's Turkish food, there's Indian food, there's Italian food, there's Asian food. And I ate a little bit of everything. And I did, oh my gosh, I love doing like the museums and all the sites and things like that. Huge World War II historian. I love reading about it. So got to see like Brandenburg. My dog's barking now.
I love this. Make sure you clip this. Make sure you save this. Make sure you post this on everything.
Splash.
You hear that? You
Splash.
hear your dog is yapping and mine is resting?
Yeah, Brandenburg. Went to the Topography of Terror, which is a museum about the SS and where their headquarters were. So that was really heavy. And just did the Berlin Wall, did the little kissing where the two politicians are kissing. So took pictures in front of that. And Yeah, and then we're gonna brush over, stayed up really late, watched the Bears
How was
play,
the Bears
blah, blah,
game?
blah, 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 blah.
Oh, well, in case anyone didn't pay attention, the Bears lost to the Rams 20-17. In overtime, though, I mean, the effort was there. You know what I'm saying? The effort was there. Candace?
No, I'm really proud of the season that the Bears had. Especially, I'm a fan, so I can make excuses because when I'm on a team and I'm playing, there's like no excuses. But as a fan, you try to reason with your heart
Of
attack.
course.
But lost in overtime. 2 of our starters were concussed. Colston Loveland was concussed, as well as I know everybody's going hard on DJ Moore, but I think he stopped running that route because he was concussed, honestly. And I know people probably won't come out and say that, but he got hit real hard a couple possessions before. I just like hope, and I think going into this offseason, I haven't had hope in a long time, and I think Caleb Williams has proven that he can make big plays. His 4th and 4 TD heave to Komet was insane. I was running the streets of London when that happened. We got kicked out of a bar. They kicked us out with 2 minutes left in the game, Aliyah, because it was 2:30 in the morning and the bar closed at 2, and they were like, you got to get out. So it's me and all our Amazon people walking down the street. We were trying to explain to them, like, football. This is like football championship. This is your soccer championship. Like, how could you kick us out at this point? But they didn't care. So I watched that throw on a iPhone. It wasn't even a Max. It was just like a Pro. And then watched overtime in my room by myself, which is probably where I needed to be. But listen, only way is up. Love Ben Johnson. Love Caleb Williams. In them we trust. So we move onward and upward. I saw Ozzy's post moves fit that you posted.
Is that
on
not so
Instagram
fire?
Stories. Yo, that's fire.
Is that not so fire? And his hood was
hoodie?
up. He's swagged out. He's swagged out.
Splash has some questions.
Oh, yeah. The thing is, I didn't have Splash's sizing, so I didn't want to.
Splash is a Dotson.
But I think Ozzy's a little bit bigger, so I didn't want to drown Splash in an outfit. You know what I'm saying? But don't worry, Splash
Is
will get
Ozzy
one.
a mini or is Ozzy a regular?
He's a tweenie.
Okay, so Splash is a mini.
Yeah. So
now that you know.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Okay.
We'll work on that. I'll have it shipped next week.
Would love it. Splash, just spelled regular. Splash. No extra letters, no anything. All right. It's a big one today. 2-time WNBA champion, 4-time All-Star, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, and a certified college legend. If you need a bucket, you call this woman. Please welcome Kelsey Plum.
KP!
Okay, so winter doesn't really look the same everywhere, especially in LA. But I still hit that point where I'm like, I need something new to wear. I just don't feel like thinking about it.
I totally get that. I mean, I'm in Miami, so it's really not about staying warm. It's more about having outfits that feel easy, but still be put together when your schedule's full.
Exactly. Between traveling, work, everything. Sometimes the hardest part is just figuring out what goes with what.
That's why it's nice to know Macy's has free personal stylists that can help you put looks together, find new combinations, and make getting dressed feel easy.
Whether you're using up a gift card, getting ready for a night out, or just want some fresh ideas, having that extra set of eyes is really helpful.
So if you're feeling stuck style-wise, Macy's personal stylists are there to help. They know the brands you love and can help you pull everything together.
You can shop in-store or at Macys.com. All right, live from Miami, both of you all actually.
Yes.
And yeah, Phantom 3-2. You're averaging 22.6 points per game, tied for 5th in the league, 6 assists,
Period.
3rd in the league. So like, how you guys feeling?
I mean,
Ghost
honestly,
gang always.
dang, we low-key should be 4-1. But it's okay.
By KP.
It's okay. No, it's honestly been really great though. Like our team is just fun. We have a great group.
Yeah.
We're super everyone just has a great personality, has good energy, and I like everyone's like a good teammate, which is very rare. So I've just really enjoyed it.
Well, it's been fun watching you all. I'm able to cover some games in the studio and just seeing your post-game interviews and all that stuff. But I did catch a game. I wasn't in studio, but I was watching on television. This month, you tied the single game Unrivaled scoring record with 38 points. Obviously, it was very short-lived because your friend broke it. Dearica Hamby broke it the next day. She scored 40. So no, but how has it been adjusting to 3-on-3? Because I think you were one of the players that obviously I circled on the roster as someone that is going to excel in this game with this space, with the speed of the game.
I think at first, like that first game, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, "Whoa, slow down." Like you are going way too fast, and it's easy because the court is shorter to get sped up. And then on top of that, I didn't realize how physical it was until like you can watch all day long, right? But then you start playing and even like, you play against the guys, but it's different. It's a different feel. And then we played like one exhibition game, but it's just not a real game, right? So the first game you're like, whoa, like you're adjusting live time. Like when you start a game and you're I don't know, maybe a couple minutes in, you're like, okay, this is gonna be a long game. That type of feeling was my first game, when we played the Breeze, so I was like, "Okay, like, you're gonna have to learn quick, and you're gonna have to, learn on the move," which is honestly the best way to learn, I think, so, I'm just trying to, like, figure it out every single game, get better, understand the timing and the feel, and this one's been awesome to play with, really, she
Y
has.
I was just about to say on a scale of 1 to pretty awesome, like,
Mhm.
how how has it been playing with me? Because I love playing with you, KP.
I would like can you just say that last part one more time? You
I
just, like
love playing with you. How
oh,
has
okay,
it
that's
been
fair.
playing with me
That's
on
fair.
a scale of
It's
1
just
to awesome? Big gap.
one awesome. I will say, like, just full transparency, coming in, I had no idea what to expect. And our first PD, like, where we're playing, I'm like, "Oh, we're about to be, like, low-key best friends." Um, this has just been amazing. And, like, obviously, I've had a ton of respect playing against you. Like, I know how good you are, offensively, and I don't think you get enough credit defensively for how good you are. Um, but then being your teammate and just watching you, like, gobble people up in the paint on both sides of the
Not
ball. I actually
gobble.
got gobble,
Not
gobble, gobble.
gobble.
Just like I'm like, whoa, like it reminds me in a lot of ways of Asia. Just like you don't really have to worry about anything. You just kind of like throw it in the vicinity and they're gonna get it. Like you make me look good a lot. Like I just kind of like, okay, lob's going up. You just kind of like throw it. And, like she catches everything, Candace. Like she catches everything. Like there's certain post players that have tremendous hands, and I would say like you are up there. So I don't know if that's a God given talent or
Oh.
that's like a something that you had to work on, but good for you.
I just love how Aliyah asked the question of how you like playing with her. Like, this
Well, I
is
You know what
felt
I
like
mean?
I
I
love
just
it.
had to
Just
ask because I was excited.
I'm
I was
for it.
excited to know.
I'm for it. What is because I know from being your teammate for the short span that we were teammates, like you're all about development. You're all about the next game. You're all about getting better. You're all about growth. And so, what was your focal point? And I know that you're using Unrivaled to get better for the WNBA season. What is your focal point of development at this point? Because you're kind of going from the rookie to the vet a little bit. Like you're kind of going to that point, and we'll talk about, that later. But what has
Mm.
been your focal point of development?
It's funny, like I've been called a vet and like older recently, and I'm like, kind of put him in the middle, but I appreciate that. The biggest thing I wanted to work on Unrivaled, 2 things. One is just like high paint game. Like I think there's no mystery. People will guard me at the arc and they guard me at the rim. And so just like having that high paint game and really feel like I work on it all the time, but it's different to work on it in a game and just have the level of like, you know what? Like I'm not gonna be results based. I'm just gonna be super intentional about getting in there and like either getting a floater off or mid range off. Um, and like just being disciplined with it going into games. Cause like the competitor in you is like, nah, I can turn the corner. Like, but just trying to find that middle ground because really when you go back to fives, especially if you go play like USA or overseas, like there you're not getting down there. You're just not, especially in the playoffs as well. Like, you're just not. So you're gonna have to have that skill set. And then the other thing is like defensively, you are on your own, and you're on an island and pick and rolls, like fighting through screens. Just try not to die, even though like sometimes those moving screens look like a freaking train coming in from like, I'm like, that is a moving screen. I don't care what, like low-key Aliyah's in the W are like the ones that are in Unrivaled.
What are you talking about right now?
I think it's a great
Literally,
time.
what are you talking about? Because you only think I said moving screens because I'm screening you. Literally, because I get
That's
you
fair.
open, don't I?
That's super
I
fair.
get you open, don't I?
Can we
Girl.
30-second time out this argument real quick? Chelsea, can you roll the clip, please?
Some great bigs,
why
but
would
how
you say
cool is it to
this?
get the chance to play with Aliyah Boston and feel and the feel that you guys are having for each other?
I mean, I'd be complaining all year about moving screens, and here we are. No, honestly.
I don't set moving screens. Let's start there. Because I don't set. I have yet to set a moving screen in my life. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So the
no,
fact
yeah,
that
yeah. Okay. No. You're no. Honestly though, you have an elite. You set elite screens, whether they're moving or not. It's not up for debate. You're right.
Candace,
So there
help
are-
me.
But
Help
you're on
me.
our team now, so it's crazy how like when you go from being competitors to teammates, how there's a little bit more leniency. Like you're like, that
100%.
wasn't really moving.
That was
Her legs were not wider than her shoulders. Her waist was not moving a little bit. All I know is you all in the pick and roll is a lot of fun to watch because I think Kelsey is great at changing speeds, waiting for the screen, adjusting, and everybody has to go over on you. And then Aliyah, you're great at finding the shoulder and finding the butt of someone and then giving space, whether it's a pocket roll or whether it's a straight roll to the basket. So I think just from the outside looking in, that dynamic alone makes you all just kind of like crazy. So can you rate y'all's pick and roll versus everybody in the Unrivaled? Like,
oh.
okay, I'll
Oh,
give you
snap.
duos. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll give you Paige Malunga. I'll give you Chelsea Gray. And should I do Azare or should I do
Probably
Shakira?
Azare.
You think
'Cause I
Azare?
feel like they, yeah.
Yeah, they're more like pick and roll. You and AB. Alicia Gray and
Marina
Brianna Stewart
and
and
Marina
Marina
and probably Aliyah
and
Edwards.
Aliyah Edwards.
I rate us number one. I don't know if you were asking me, but I rate us number one.
I wanted you to do at least do top 3, maybe.
Oh. Us number one, Chelsea Gray and Azare number 2.
I mean, Chelsea. This is the thing. I probably need to step up the theatrics. Because Chelsea be like breaking her neck and then like throwing it over her head this way. Where I just be like throwing a bucket. Like I just
Can
like
I
throw
just
the
tell
bucket.
you? Can I just tell you that's so funny because we always have this discussion. I remember when I was on the Sky and you all were on the Aces. And if she looked this way, I would jump this way because I knew I knew that the pass was coming this way. And I always am like, can you throw a look pass? Not a no look pass, just throw a no look pass. But yeah, okay, I'll let you guys off the hook with the duos. But I do think that it's gonna be fun to watch you all develop even more. And yeah, I'm with you. I think you guys should be better than 3 and 2, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Okay, so let's switch to your Aces legacy. Your time at the Aces was special. First overall pick in 2017, 2-time WNBA champ, 3-time WNBA All-Star, WNBA 6th Player of the Year, WNBA All-Star Game MVP, Commissioner's Cup champion. Bleh. You guys beat us. What can you say just in terms of like your time there and your growth? Because you played for San Antonio and then you all moved to Vegas. A lot of people forget about that. So you're like the OG. What can you say just in terms of like you as a human and a person as well as like you as a basketball player?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I look back and I'm just really grateful for my time. Obviously, like, even now with the CBA negotiations and stuff, I feel like I'm blessed to be able to have experience kind of sometimes like some of the old school, like San Antonio was like, we got it out the mud. Like, we were practicing at YMCA, dodgeball coming on at 1 o'clock, got to get off the court. Like, Peter Pan, peanut butter. Like we were like in it, right? So to go from that to where it is now, I think just gives you like a full perspective. But specifically with the Aces, I would just say like you don't realize what it feels like to play with like Hall of Famers until you probably are like in a different type of like situation. And that's like no like shade or anything like that. But like you have to think about it. Like I'm playing with some of the greatest players to ever play, being coached by a Hall of Fame coach, right? And so those experiences like shape you, right? Even like playing with you, and I really didn't get to play much because obviously like you got hurt. But like some of the things that you just remember, the conversations, the the experiences that you have, like, as a player shape you to you're in an environment now that, like, you feel like you've kinda seen it all, been through it all, seen it all, like, you're not gonna be surprised or overwhelmed by any experience that comes your way now. I don't know if I answered that, but, like
No, you did. And it is crazy, and that's why I always like to bring up the San Antonio part because everybody
Mhm,
remembers the Las Vegas part, but nobody remembers like the grind.
mhm.
There was a game that I remember you played at Washington, and Bill Laimbeer was the coach, and I remember watching on television you playing, and you would come in, change the tempo, and he would sub you out. And you would come in and do these things, and he would sub you out. We played you at Vegas, and I believe I was still in LA at this point in time. I think I was still in LA. We played you, and that was a pivotal game for you because I remember it was because of you that they won. And you kind of got emotional and kind of teared up or whatever. And I could kind of see the vibe of like the young player trying to figure it out, a coach that's really hard on you. Um, and I know what it's like where everything is your fault. Everything is on your shoulders and things like that. From where you are then to where you are now, what would you say to those players that are developing? Because everybody knows you now as a scorer, fourth in the league in scoring and you know, point guard and with leading LA right now and all this stuff and starting, but you came off the bench, you were sixth woman of the year. You had to play different roles in this league as a number one draft pick. So like what would you say about that experience in your growth?
I really appreciate you bringing that up because I do remember one time, I don't know if you remember this, but, like, I was actually in San Antonio still, and walked into USC. LA was practicing at SC. You guys were leaving, we were coming, and you just looked at me and, like, never met me, didn't know me, I didn't know you, and you were like, "How are you doing? Like, you okay?" And, like, I'm like, "Yeah." Like, barely, you know what I mean? But, like, takes one to know one, you know what I mean? Like, when you kinda go through some of those trials and struggles and yeah, Bill was really hard on me. I mean, it was necessary because that's the only way I'd be here right now. And, people ask me all the time, like, "Why do you play so hard?" Like, the the level of hard that I had to play to be able to get here, like, I will never take that for granted. And, um, you know, players that come into the league now, a lot of times they have grace or maybe, a little bit of like a cushion to be able to perform, and that was not the case with me. And so you're kind of like trial by fire, and I failed a lot. I failed hard a lot, and I was getting yanked, I was getting in and out, and, I think a lot of people wrote me off. What you start to just realize, like, I cannot point fingers or, like, decide to blame anyone else for this. I need to figure out what I need to do to be successful, and so I need to change my game, I need to change my attitude, I need to change my outlook, and, like, I want this, and I'm gonna make this happen, but it just might not be the traditional route, and now that we're here, I look back and I'm like, "That's why I think I am who I am now because I didn't have the traditional route," and, I definitely had to, like, grind it out and go through the back roads, but I wouldn't change it, and it's way more fulfilling like this.
Honestly, being your teammate, I literally look at you and it's always funny. So every time I'm in the weight room and KP comes in, but I'm in there before her, she's like shocked on her face because how did I make it in there? Because honestly, I get it. I get it because how did I make it in there before you makes no sense either. But I literally look at you and I'm like, your work ethic is crazy. Like, I remember one time after one of the practices, I think I had to work out with some of the fever coaches that I came to practice, and I was getting ready to leave, and KP was like, "Are we getting shots up?" And I was like, I was just about to head on out and change. And I was like, but you're right. Let's go get shots up. But you seriously make everybody around you better. Like, I even tell like my mom when we got done, I'm like, I love playing with KP. I'm like, the way she works, but the way you talk, like I don't crash out anymore, Candace. And that's because of Candace. Why did you make that face?
Did you,
No, KP,
Aliyah,
tell
did you
her.
tell her? Did you give her any context?
Tell her. No, I didn't, but you can. You can.
Okay, so Candace, just like for a reference, first day in PD, it's me and AB on one side, Tiff, Tosh,
And for
and
our
Kiki on
listeners,
the other
that's
side.
player development. Player development.
Sorry,
Sorry.
PD, player
Yeah, that's how I
development.
post them.
Aliyah, first miss is like, wow, what's wrong with me? And at first I'm kind of like, wait, what? Like I'm trying to figure out who she's talking to. And then as it's going on, like she'll miss it, she'll be like, clanked. God, can you miss any more? Like she's like talking to herself, and I'm like, Aliyah, like easy.
That's
So
and I want
then
you to know she's saying it just like that too. And I'm like,
so I'm like, okay, like this is good. This is good for me to know that this is like you're crashing out during PD. This is good to know. So then we started to do like self-talk, like, and then she mocks me now. So she's like, great job. Oh, honey, you're doing so good. And I'm like, hey, whatever works. But guess what? She's been on fire in the game, so that is
I'm
not a
literally doing
coincidence,
good.
is
I'm
it?
doing so much better. I'm
She's
doing
doing better.
so much better. So I don't crash out anymore. Candace, write that down.
That's my
Write
favorite
that down.
thing is to send her a text after a WNBA game, like, crash out 2 minutes and 3 seconds into the third quarter. Like, it's my favorite thing to do.
Oh my
But
gosh.
with that in your work ethic, I think everybody will say that. I remember the first time when I signed with the Aces, one of my first workouts with the Aces was I came over to before we had the practice facility. And it was at that gym. And they were like, what do you want to do? I was like, well, I'll do what KP has been doing, like I'll just do her workout, whatever. And it was that 3-point drill.
Okay, yeah, that was set up to fail. Like whoever told you
but I
that
just
was a good
mean,
idea, that
like,
was a bad idea.
But I just mean, like, yeah, I'm one of those that's like, I'm competitive. I'm not going to stop, like, type of thing. But can you explain that drill? Because it was insane. I remember being like, this is crazy. This is insane. Yeah. So go ahead.
Well, okay, Aliyah, for reference, so Candace comes into the workout and I had already been like going, so I'm kind of like in the meat of it now.
Yeah.
So like that wasn't even fair. 1, 2, I had been doing this drill for like months trying to get it. So this wasn't like hey, we're gonna try
You
this
just
today.
did
This
it,
is like
yeah.
I've been trying and I haven't gotten it. So that's another point. I don't even know if you know that. So Aliyah, it was make 1 in a row, 5 spots, then 2 in a row, then 3 in a row. So if you miss one, you have to stay at that spot till you make it. So then it's 4 in a row, 5 in a row, 6 in a row, 7 in a row.
Oh my gosh.
Time. Tell her the time. So tell her the time. Yeah.
Oh, wait, we were trying to get it in like 5 minutes.
You're literally lying.
No, I swear. I swear.
But like, to Candace's defense, she like comes in, she like warms up, and they're like, okay, like we're gonna start with this drill. This is not a drill you ever start with. Like, I would never recommend that to anyone. And then she comes in, and now it's like, okay, Candace, make 5 in a row, and if you miss it, you have to start over. So then Candace is like trying to be a trooper, so she keeps starting over. And
I
then
starting over.
I'm like around.
And I'm like, I'm not gonna quit, like, type of thing. But then I'm like, this is crazy. Yeah. So that's KP. That is KP.
That's really
But
crazy. So did you ever do it? Did you ever get it done?
I think eventually I probably got to like 7 in a row or something, but the time actually, like, that's the thing that holds you back.
That's so crazy. Don't ever suggest a drill like that for me. Ever.
No, I think you should do it at the next workout, to be honest.
Tomorrow.
I think you should do it at
crash out.
But I do want to. Go ahead.
I do want to say something about the work ethic thing. I think a lot of people like say that, and like I'm not like trying to like minimize that at all, but I do think it's important to note like I actually like just like playing basketball. So like I like love to play. So it can count as like work, but it's really more of just like dude like you said, like you're just trying to figure out how can I get better? How can I push this limit? Because like physically, like there's really like I have to be exceptional to be able to dominate in just like certain assets. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to be able to like shoot like this or I wouldn't have a job. Like keep it a buck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I do remember the Versa climber after doing training camp, and I do remember
Why would
doing
you do
extra cardio. I mean, you do it to
The
get in
Versa
better shape after.
Mm-mm.
I can't wait till Aliyah
Mm-mm.
switch. Like when that switches, and I don't even think she
Versa
understands the
climber
power
after
that she
the-
harnesses. But
Mm-mm.
anyway, we'll get to that later. I do want to talk about your Achilles injury. After your Achilles injury in 2020, you came back in a different role and embraced it fully. Can you talk about that injury? Because I do think injuries, you go through it, it's difficult. It's a process of acceptance. It's grief. It's all of those things. It's unfairness. It's being without the game for the first time. How did that change you? I remember when you tore your Achilles. I remember your posts afterwards when you were under anesthesia and you were just kind of like whatever and you posted. But what was that experience like?
Yeah, I mean, I think it like you said like earlier, that switch, like for her when she flips it, that was that switch for me physically. Like understanding the value of recovery, strength and conditioning, diet, all those things, and like how that plays a pivotal role in your performance. And so just like changing that um was huge for me, right? And I think like obviously like starting to work with like a performance coach and being super intentional on, you know, trying to figure out how to maximize your athleticism and your endurance and stuff like that. And then I also think, dude, coming off the bench just to like is a skill set. Like people that can come off the bench and be effective in the game change the game. And I didn't understand that until you're being brought off the bench. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna try to be the best bench player I could possibly be. And that actually ended up helping win a gold medal. So like I'm super grateful for that because it's like, okay, Team USA, like you're gonna be first off the bench and you have to change the energy, the momentum, whatever the game needs, you gotta inject it and you gotta go fast. Like it's like a drug, you just gotta like inject it and go. And that's kind of like a
Don't do
skill,
drugs,
like I
kids.
said, and it no, it's really and it is, and, like,
Unless
if
you're a
you
sixth woman and then
Unless
you
you're
can do
a
drugs.
sixth woman.
Then you inject drugs into the lineup.
druggy, yeah.
But I will say this because, and we'll get to more after this. But when I first got to the Aces, Becky told me about when she first got to the Aces, and she said that she talked to you before about coming off the bench, and the first day in training camp, you were running past everybody. You were running past everybody and going in like you had a great first day. Nobody could hold a candle to like what you were doing. You were dominating, and you looked at her and was like, I ain't coming off the bench. Like basically, I'm done with that 6-woman role. I've won all of those awards. I'm ready for like a key position. How was that in terms of transitioning from understanding your time as a 6-woman brought you to this position, but now you like, no, I'm ready for a bigger and better role?
I knew it. I knew it after that season. I was like, "Okay, this was great, but time has passed." And also too, think losing in the playoffs, that was the year you guys won. And that hit different too. So I think there was like a combination of the 2. But I was like, "I'm not coming off the bench again. Like, you're gonna have to kill me. You're just gonna have to kill me." And I Becky, when she had told me that pre-camp, I had told her, I was like, "You've never even like seen me practice or play. Like, how can you say that?" Like, I was so offended. And then I like you probably could see flames coming out of my ears. Like, you think I play hard? You should have seen that day. I ran like even Asia was like, KP. And I'm like, you don't understand. Like, I was just going. You know that drill where they roll the ball, and if it they
Yeah,
roll it to
when you're
you, your
down.
defender has to touch the ground,
Yeah.
touch back. And everyone starts at the free throw line, and if they don't roll it to you, you just run back.
You just go back, yeah.
I was getting the ball rolled to me and running past all 4 of them. That's how fast I was going. And it wasn't like I got faster. It was just I was running with my ass on fire. That's just what was happening. And then, the rest is history.
It's crazy because I think once you realize how mental the game of basketball is in terms of like,
True.
you think you're playing hard
Yeah.
and then something is unlocked and you realize, oh, this is how it is.
I just want to know, what was it like being on the same team as Candace? Like, I still remember when we played against the Aces for the first time and we were on the free throw line and Candace was standing next to me and I was like, oh my gosh, this is literally like not real. And I was just playing
Aliyah,
against you. No, seriously.
It was
No,
a
seriously.
blink. Like, it was like this. That's how long we were teammates.
I know, but still.
Oh, literally.
Still, you're still in that locker room.
Candace? Okay, well, I think there's a couple things, right? Because you play against someone for so long and you think you like know them and know their game based on just like film or playing against them. And then there's like a whole different thing when they're your teammate. Like, one, like, Candace is a generational talent. And I know like people say that, but they don't really understand what that means when Candace could play any position she wanted to on the court, right? Like,
Literally. Period
she
queen.
could be
Clock
your
it.
1, she could be your 5, she can guard your 5, she can play like, so I think like the biggest thing was just being like, oh my gosh, like, yeah, I didn't get prime Candace, but I'm like,
Yeah,
I
you
remember
didn't get
standing on the
anywhere
sideline.
close to prime Candace. You got injured bird. No wing, can't fly, fell out the nest. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But like the mine was there. I got mine prime.
That's all I had at that point. Aliyah,
But yeah, go ahead.
go ahead. No, I just I think my biggest regret with the Aces was I wish I even had been a year before me.
Yeah.
Because the amount, like, mixed with Becky's mind, like with Kelsey cutting and with the guards that we had, I hadn't really had guards that people had to go over screens on consistently.
Yeah.
And so just like the different angles you could set the screen at, the pitches, like, and I felt like once we kind of got our groove is when things ended. And so it did become a mind game. So I think it's hard, as you get older, you realize your mind is sharp, but your body is very weary. And so that's what I would realize. Like, I wanted to be out on the court working out with them, but I just couldn't. So I think that's the biggest regret. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, it's real. Like that's the thing. We never really got to like dice people up. That's what I was looking forward to most. Like you said, like throwing it, moving it off the ball, like playing fast, playing in transition. We never really got to like. It was over before it started.
It's crazy. It really is. Transitioning to the Sparks, you won back-to-back championships in Vegas, and in terms of went to the Sparks in the next year, and you could have gone to another already made contender, but instead you bet on yourself, your leadership, on building something. What went into that decision, and what actually pushed you towards LA?
I feel like basketball wise, it's like, okay, like Vegas, I feel like my role is capped. And like you taught me this actually. You're like, Kelsey, every year when you're on a great team, people come back and they're like, oh, I'm going to be better. I'm going to have a bigger role. I'm going to average more points or more assists, or I want to go for like this. And it's like, actually, that's not the case at all. You actually might be better and average less and play less minutes because that's what the team calls for. And that kind of felt like what was happening every single year. And like I was okay with that to a point though where I felt like I have more in the tank to give, and I just don't want to finish playing and wonder like, oh man, like I feel like if I went somewhere else, like I could have like stretched out more, like stretched my wings. And so yeah, you can go somewhere where roster's already built and you're trying to just like collect talent, or you're like, you know what, like if I really am who I say I am, and I really believe in who I know I am, like, I can affect winning on a roster that necessarily hasn't won in a while. And so just like, all
Well,
right,
it's been a
let's
minute. It's been a long time.
it's since since you've been gone.
Honestly,
I
sing it.
can't
Literally sing it,
I
please.
can't
For the
breathe for the
first.
first time. Good.
I see your role, and I know we're gonna talk more about like the vet because it does come at you fast. I just want to let you know. You look up, and I was, looking at Dee and Sue and Tina, and then we're older, and it's like, okay, they're old. And then you hit like 28, and you're like, damn. And then you hit 30, and you're like, oh my gosh.
Mhm.
Okay, and then you hit 32 and 33, and you start being called old head and like all these things, and it comes at you fast, but you still mentally think that you're young. You're now kind of the old head a little bit in LA. Not the
Mhm.
old head, but the older person. Rakia, Cam Brink, they're your young guns, Ray Burrell. What do you see in them? Like what do you see in your ability to be a part of their development?
Yeah, I mean, their potential is endless. Like, I could go down the line, like, start with Rakia. Like, I've told her, I was like, "I played with a lot of really talented players, but, like, you are arguably the most talented player I've ever played with in terms of just, like, your versatility, your skill set, your size, your speed." Um, Even Cam as well, like, there's not a lot of women I've seen that are that big, that agile, um, and skilled, right? So I just think too, like, you have to pour in confidence, but as well, like, there has to be, um like, didn't have a ton of, like, great vets that like, cause just to be honest, I was just we were always, like, that young team, and we're just kinda, like, slowly, like, coming up together. So just trying to be, like, a confidence, like, sounding board, and then also too, just, like, trying to just lead by example, and that's really just showing up every day and competing. You can't always control shots, make their miss or, what the other team's doing, but at the same time, like, I just think a level of, like, okay, you show up every day, you're consistent, and you just chip away. Like, that to me is what a professional is, and so just trying to, like, show that and build that in a way that allows them to still be themselves. I mean, the potential is just I mean, it's exciting, right? It's, like, super exciting what is happening, and, like, that's one of the reasons too being in LA was appealing just because I see, like, and I believe that that jump is possible.
All right, let's
Um,
switch to fashion. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no. I think I wanted to go to fashion too. I want to talk about
Okay.
your fits. Cause body T, you be serving. Body
Oh,
T. Okay, if you're
Wow, they
looking at
did
these right
good.
now,
They
which one is
picked.
your fave? Which one is your fave
yeah,
Ooh.
you gotta
out of all
pick.
these?
You gotta pick 1 through 8. Which one is your fave?
Ah,
You gave us top two. Give us top two.
I mean, I will say, like, the one in the car opening night,
Mm,
just because, like, it was, like, my first game with the Sparks at home. I was like, "Well, I'm gonna wear a Bob Boss suit, like, that's gonna be
I like it.
fire."
Ooh,
With
mob
shoulder
boss.
pads.
Okay.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
it.
I like that, and then I don't know, I'm always, like, kind of low-key a fan for a crop, so I like the white. I like the all white with the
Period.
black
I
glasses.
like it.
You just gotta remember to suck it in. Just
Suck
suck it in
what
as you're
in?
walking.
You ain't gotta suck in shit. Shut up.
Literally.
Like abs
No,
on
that like,
abs.
ask
Shut
Aaliyah
up.
about the crop top. Ask Aaliyah about the crop
Yeah,
top.
so Tosh Cloud, she's like poppy crop.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
they've cropped all our shirts, but sometimes you just
I'm not
can't. You got to wear
feeling
the
it.
full shirt. It's just you can't because you got to suck
Sometimes you're just
it
bloated, you just ate an English muffin, you're not trying to
in.
play like that in
Like,
practice, like, come on, Candy. I don't want a
You
poppy
know,
crop right now.
KP always eating something, some protein. KP
no, and
started
a
this
waffle. Jeez.
always eating some sort of protein. Oh my gosh. So who is
Uh,
your inspo? Like what's your fashion icon?
oh gosh, I mean, honestly, like, my favorite right now is Tiana Taylor. She's, like,
Mm,
That's
incredible. Like,
good.
I just love her versatility. Like, she can go glam, street, like award. She can dress kind of like more tomboy, more femme. Like I love like her range. And she's sexy, she's so fit. Like I'm like, that's top tier
I
right
like
there.
that.
Yeah, I'm with
That's
that.
top tier.
I like that a lot.
Have you ever seen someone, now this can be on the court as well, just have like terrible fashion? For example, like anyone in between here.
Oh, that's interesting that you bring that up. I mean, still one of my highlights, or it could be a low light. I don't know it depends how you look at it. Like playing with Candy that first game in Seattle. And I will never forget this. Her wearing those all black
Candace, why are you flipping KP
shoes
off?
She ain't even looking. She ain't even looking.
with
You flicking
white
her off.
socks. No, I
That's
see it. I
nasty.
just I can't unsee that. Thank you.
No, it's
And like
nasty
Aliyah,
work.
I just want you to
But then
look at the
after
shoe
this,
though.
everybody wears white socks into black shoes, and nobody.
Baby,
LeBron
not with
wore it at one of
all
the
black
games.
bottoms though. Look at the all black bottoms. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
Candace, you played.
nasty.
No, it's nasty. It's nasty work.
It's not.
No, it's nasty. It is.
It's setting a fashion. It's
Oh,
setting a
you said
fashion
something.
trend.
That's
You said
that's
something
not,
there.
That's
It's setting a
not.
fashion.
That's-
I cannot wait until. Yo, really? That's what we doing, Chelsea? All right. All
No,
right.
that's OD.
That's
You played.
crazy. Not
Aliyah,
1866.
that's when I knew greatness is delusional. That's when I knew right there. Like, oh, she's different.
No, she's literally crazy. That's Candace. Come on, babe. You are
Man,
not
what?
serious.
I was in year 17. Like,
babe.
F y'all. Can't wait till y'all in year 17. I'm gonna come back.
I
I'm
promise
like,
you, KP's still gonna be like wearing white socks, white shoes. She's not playing that.
This is
man.
This is very, very true. Okay. Before we get to fan questions, which we're really, really excited about the fan questions, let's briefly touch on USA basketball. You've won 2 gold medals with Team USA. You won 1 with 3-on-3 in 2020, and then you won 1 5-on-5 in 2024. You were recently at team camp as one of the vets. What's your read on the Young N Turnt group?
I mean, they can hoop. They can hoop. It's definitely different though, because like my whole USA basketball experience, I was like the young buck, right? So it was weird, like being at camp and being like, where is everyone? You know? Like, but at the same time, it is cool because it just shows like United States basketball is just unbelievably talented. And I know like there's always talk about like, the game and this and that and whatever. But I would say on the women's side, like it's just the talent just keeps pouring in. Like it's unbelievable.
So what do you feel in 2028? What country is going to be your stiffest competition? And I've said this, and I'm going to get your opinion on this, because I do think obviously talent within USA basketball. I mean, we could win gold, silver, and bronze, right? But I also think that playing overseas, you played overseas for a little bit. I do think the top players playing overseas and understanding the international game gives us another strategic advantage. So with that being said, now that more players are staying home and not playing the international game, where you catch the ball and you just go and you open up step, that's a travel.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know that when you're over there, like you have to cross over, or you have to put the ball down. Like those are little like nuances of the international game. So with that being said, do you think that's going to be an issue? Or 2, what countries do you see as like your biggest, stiffest competition?
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because literally to start camp, Kara brought us in the film room and showed clips of the gold medal game and just people getting clotheslined and there's no call. The first clip was me throwing the ball and it like went like way out of bounds because like 3 people like fell basically and like no one touched the ball. And I was like, dang, what to start off camp like that? Like I was like, okay, cool. But like it basically just showing people like her point was if you've never played FIBA or haven't watched, you are playing a different sport. So like prepare your mind. I think it makes a great point and like just to be transparent, that's something that is you just have to be aware of. And the way you practice is, I think, super important as well. Like letting things go. I will say the physicality on Unrivaled reminds me a lot of FIBA in terms of how physical it is. The space, obviously, the game is different, but the physicality piece of like the off ball, like everything goes, that is, I think, actually very helpful. But I think France is super skilled, athletic, fast. They have players in the W, they play overseas. Um, and I think that they've been just growing tremendously as a basketball country. I mean, the men's side as well. Like, I think a lot of people are growing, but I would say France is something that, I mean, in the gold medal game, like, that's what she said. It was like a possession from being different in an outcome, right? So, like, you can't take that for granted.
100%. 100%. Well, listen, I think it's time, Aliyah, that we get to these fan questions.
Let's do it.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Fan questions is presented by Macy's. Macy's has everything you need to start your year off right. The first question is from @MJOffish. Ask Kelsey who her favorite teammate is or who her funniest teammate has been so far.
I would say AB has this like slapstick humor. She's low key funnier than I would say AB's like dark funny.
You were primed. Aliyah
Dark
leaned forward.
funny.
She
You think
leaned forward
so?
at that question.
It's
Okay,
me?
your second favorite teammate.
Second favorite teammate, comedy wise. I mean, I hate to be a broken record, but Sydney Colson is funny. Golly, she's
Sid
funny.
is
And she's funny in like
hilarious.
every way,
Like,
every
quick-
environment.
Quick wit, just on time humor.
If you guys haven't seen Sid's most recent TikTok, she got up there and just started singing on her TikTok. Just singing. She had a little bit dancing going on, but when we're done here, you guys should take a look. Quite comedy.
I'm sorry. I tuned into their podcast, her and Teresa.
Oh my
and
gosh.
when they were talking about heated rivalry, how it'd be over before it was started, she'd be like, yep, they're together. I was cracking up. She's like, if it was lesbians, this shit would have been over. I have to agree with you. I have to agree with that. That's hilarious.
Oh, so
Okay.
Sid is your favorite, like your funniest teammate?
I think
Sid is-
Sid has to be, yeah. Like, you
Yeah.
talking about
Sid is
me
comedy.
and Aliyah. We've all played with
Yeah,
Sid.
both of it. Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
know. That's why.
Yeah, Sid got it. She's just so different. Like it's just not real. Like I feel like nothing she says is real, but it's very much real. Like she is hilarious.
What's your, I just like want to go real quick. 1 minute. What's your favorite Sid story?
Ooh, so there was one time we had an HR meeting. So we have our HR meetings. And Sid, when I tell you, she starts asking like out of line scenarios, out of line questions, and the people are standing in front of us like, we don't know what to do. We're like, Sid, you're gonna get kicked off. They're gonna kick you out before we can even start. And she's so serious. And then they take you through like different examples and says like, well, I mean, personally, I don't think that's that bad. I'm like, Sydney. So she got it. Sid is funny.
I think my favorite Sid story was when we played her like she was going to get in trouble. Do you remember that with the Aces? Because she
Oh, yeah.
thought that she
That
made a
was funny.
comment that Anya's sister was her mom. And
Oh
then
my
like we acted
gosh,
like
that was amazing with the letter.
and we set the whole thing up and they had the meeting in the
was
office and she got
comedy.
like mad serious and we were recording it. I think that was probably my favorite Sid story because it's just like she was for a second shook. Like
Yeah,
she really
was shook. She was so mad. No, and the fact that it was like Anya's sister was perfect because I don't think any else would have been like believable, but this was believable, you know? And it was like Aliyah, we had like the director sign it and like the
I don't
office.
know how you guys. That
It
was so funny to watch because she literally was shook. It was hilarious.
No, you saw her face like
It like changed completely.
Yeah, that was the best one for sure.
Okay, next question. So this is from @SimbaStevenson. Ask Kelsey if she eats popcorn like this when she goes to the movies.
Oh my gosh.
This video
ruined
actually
it.
goes viral like so random.
I like ruined it for like white women after this. They're like, white women are so annoying. I'm like, okay, this first of all,
Yo,
literally the The only reason this happened was because the camera guy like kept coming back. And I'm like, what are you like for what? Like, what are you coming back for? So then finally I was like being like sarcastic for like 10
And they
seconds, like,
clicked it,
meh,
and
you
they
know,
clicked
But
and they
was
cooked
that
me.
more viral though, or was the t-shirt throw?
Oh my gosh, the t-shirt throw.
Ooh,
I think the t-shirt
the
throw might be
t-shirt
more
throw was
viral
good.
than that. Like it still sometimes pops up on my algorithm.
They had us throw t-shirts last night at Unrivaled's like Phantom Night, and I just wouldn't do it. I was like, Aliyah, I can't. Like,
Because they're
it's
gonna
my
clip
greatest
you. They're gonna
accomplishment,
want
and
to.
I'll never supersede that. Like, I don't even know why they try. They're like,
That was
Kelsey, the t-shirt throw. I'm like, I just go sit down.
All right. This question is from our friends over at Macy's. Kelsey, what little wins are you celebrating this week?
That's kind of a deep question, low key.
Yeah.
Am I celebrating? Probably not being late to podcasts. That's like my first
That's a
hiss.
loss, actually.
Okay.
But no,
Okay.
That's-
sure,
we're talking
sure.
about
Well,
wins.
no, we'll focus on the wins. We'll focus on the
Let's
wins.
stay wins here.
You know, not helping AB not crash out at PD tomorrow. That's like my biggest win
Yes.
tomorrow, I would guess.
Listen,
Yeah.
if she comes back brand new in the WNBA,
No, I
you are
am.
definitely to be thanked.
I said that to her too. I was like, you know what? This is like a double-edged sword for me because like you're just getting so good that at your self-talk and you're just like understanding. And I told her this like on a serious note. I was like, you're the best big here. Like I hope you like once it clicks, it's over. But like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, you guys have the same dog?
I have
Yeah.
a Dotson. We both
Yeah.
have Dotsons. Mine doesn't make noise though. You didn't even know he was here.
Okay, relax.
Aaliyah's
Mine is
Dotson
actually
needs
sleeping.
some discipline.
No, he's actually sleeping. He's actually sleeping.
some
Don't play with
discipline. Say
Ozzy.
hi.
Don't play with
Say
Ozzy.
hi, Splashy. But KP, listen, we appreciate you coming to hang out with us.
Yes, thank you.
Wish you a healthy, amazing season in Unrivaled. I hope we have a season in the WNBA so we can come watch you play. But we love ya. Say we love you, KP.
Oh,
Say
that's
we
so
love you,
nice,
KP.
Splash. I would wake my child up, but we've had enough today. It's been a long day. He needs to stay asleep.
Thanks, peeps. Thanks for having
All
me.
right, of
Appreciate you.
course. Bye.
All right, that's a wrap on this week's episode of Post Moves. Thanks so much again to Kelsey Plum for joining us. I hope you enjoyed that as much as we did. New episodes drop every Wednesday. Subscribe on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. And follow Post Moves Show on all socials at Post Moves Show. That's 2 S's.
Bow, bow, bow. See y'all next week. I want you to know I just scared Ozzy so bad.
You scared
So
me
bad.
and all our post-ups.